up? I'm Mark Steele and this is Technically Minded. And, well, it turns out I've got a problem. Yeah, I know what you're saying already, and you know what? You shouldn't be saying things like that. It hurts. In all seriousness, I help run a little online radio station. You may have heard of it before. It's called Solid Radio. And this might sound just a little bit slimy, but when you're listening to this radio station, we inject custom adverts specifically tailored to you. Well, I say they're tailored to you, but really all they're doing is looking up your IP address and checking what city do we think you're in and playing adverts for that city. Gets it wrong a good chunk of the time if you're on your mobile phone because it shows that you're in London even if you're not. I mean, why would you want to be in London? But anyway, if we're going to do that and we're going to give you custom adverts, we need to send a little bit of information called metadata along in the stream that you're listening to. So you're listening to a radio station, you send a little bit of information along with it to say, here's the ad break and trigger it at just the right moment.
Come on down to the Marks Motors International Donut Day Sale. We've got prices so low, only the donuts need to be made of dough. With everything from rust buckets and MOT failures to cars with at least four wheels. We're your one-stop shop for everything to keep you motoring. At prices so low, you'll wonder if we're paying tax. Cash purchases only. What's more, in celebration of International Donut Day, if you can successfully donut your new motor, we'll throw in a free fluffy dice. McDonald's trays not included. So don't be a donut and come on down to Mark's Motors.
But it's a bit annoying, isn't it? But I bet you've had it happen before. You've been watching on-demand television, the first half of the show plays, and then you get to where the break should be. There's no break. Brilliant. Starts playing the first few seconds after that, and oh, that joy has been snatched away by somebody offering to frit away the few quid you've got on who'll score the winning squirt in the Tiddlywinks World Championship. In all seriousness, getting those timings right is, well, it's really quite hard. And without getting too deep into the, real geeky technical stuff, the problem is to do with delay. And the delay can come anywhere from the needle all the way to where your lug holes are. And trying to get the timings just right when you're doing it blindly, it's not great. So off the back of that, I've been building my own tool to help me figure it out.
Hold on. It's a digital thing. Other than starting a house fire, my lack of physical skills isn't going to help here. It's more computers and hacking. Yeah, that's more like it.
Now, this is a bit where after days, actually, nights of hacking, I'd have a nice pretty web interface to show you, and you can see whether this tweaking thing works or not. Reality is, and if you've ever worked in projects, you already know what's going to happen here. Projects never quite work out as you plan. And in this case, it's the well-trodden rule of do just enough to get the job done. It's bit of me in the backside, if I'm honest. It turns out that the server, or the computer system that streams Solid Radio into your lug holes, well, it doesn't work with the technology we use to make pretty web pages. You try and marry the two of them together and it just goes bleh. It just doesn't work at all. So on the upside, I do have a set of scripts I've put together, and if you're really properly geeky, you can go have a look on GitHub. There's a link down there in the commenty bit that you can go have a dig in, and you can go bore yourself rotten. We're talking model railway level of interest here. But if you're not at that level and you just want to say, a little guided tour, I'm going to show you how it works. Imagine, and we're going to use cassette tape here, but imagine we're listening to cassette tape rather than a web stream. How do you know where a song starts or finishes? If you've ever taken a tape apart and you've looked inside of it, it's all the same colour. There's nothing that gives it away. Well, the simplest approach would be to stop the tape every few seconds and go, is that a song? Or is that the previous one? Is that the next song or is that the previous one? And it'd get a bit tedious, but you'd get there. I think you managed to get there in the end. But what if, instead, we got a mate to help us? He was going to listen to the tape beforehand, and he would stop the tape every time the song changed, put a little bit of coloured tape on the tape, so just wrap it round to say that's a new song and here's what the song is. That'd be really useful, wouldn't it? We'd be able to skim all the way through till we see the little red piece of tape come around and go, aha, that's the song I'm interested in. It would be brilliant. Well, with web streaming, like the sort that we use on solid radio, our tape, metaphorical tape, doesn't come with the tape on it, unless when we go to the server and go, here's a web stream, we do a secret knock. So we do a quick triple tap, and it goes, oh, you know the secret knock. And then it goes and sticks a little bit of tape on the tape to say, by the way, that's a new song. Here's the one you're interested in. By the way, that's a new song. Here's the one you're interested in. That would be great, except when they've written the messages on the tape, they've written it in a cryptic language. So we need to go and translate it. So that's what we had to do to make this technology work. And it's a bit of a strange metaphor, but let's go have a look at the results.
It's an audio file with all these markers you see here showing you where the song starts and all that. Very useful for me. I can go and adjust the delays and tweaks on the downstream, so hopefully nothing gets cut off again in the